Here now a brief demo of how I think we might be able to interact with the Google Drive as a platform for research data management and sharing and the OpenStack environment. So what I have open here is a browser window with some path into my Google Drive, and I have a terminal window where I'm logged in on the high memory cluster and a text editor. And so first things first, so let's say I make a text file. This is my local text file, yeah, and I'll just save it on the desktop. Okay, so this is all pretty entry level. We can, drag that on here, and now it's there on the Google Drive. Yeah, so we open it, there's our file. So on the high memory cluster, I installed this tool that allows me to mount my Google Drive in my local user folder. So you see here this path, apps project gdrive. So my Google Drive is mounted under gdr, and then that same path is there. So in fact I can have a look now, and sure enough there's that file that I just created accessible on the command line. So for example, I can write it out, and this is my local text file. I can also do the same the other way around. So for example, I can open a text editor. Oops. And then in the text editor, I can say something like, this is the file I created on the OpenStack. You can see that in the beginning there was a little bit of latency, and what's happened in the cloud is that some sort of swap file was created. I think that's just a feature of this specific little text editor program. So now I wrote some text in there, and I'm going to save it, OpenStack.txt, and so now when I exit out of the editor, you can see that it is on the server, and sure enough it's appeared here as the file I created on the OpenStack. So I guess the general idea is that we should be able to have, for example, well, here's like some last data from BaseClear, and so what's now possible is to just access that directly, so there's not like upload and download between the Google Drive and the server. It's just accessible there. Now I guess the big question is, of course it's not really directly there, there's just being streamed as we try to access it. So the big question is, how much is that going to throttle everything else once we start to try to analyze these data? So that's a thing to find out, but at least in theory this is possible, and I guess for smaller files this seems very doable. So let's see how it works with really big chunks of fast queue data or whatever. Okay, thank you.